Friday the 19th of October 1990 and the ex-RAF Spitfire fighter base at Pembrey, South Wales, now a superb 1.49 mile race circuit, saw the largest gathering of the legendary Ford RS200 Group B rally car since the assembly lines of 1985-1986. 18 RS200s arrived on the day for the first RS200 Owners Club test day, including several from the continent, making it an enjoyable and eventful day. Ill-fated due to legislation in its rally career, the RS200 went on to find success in Rallycross and Group C sports car championships, but the majority indeed are owned and treasured by enthusiasts, some of which use their cars on a daily basis on the roads. The RS200 was the first no-compromise rally project, with a Ford 1800 BDT engine and Garrett turbocharger in its standard form, developing 250 brake horsepower. With four-wheel drive and a mid-engine configuration, the RS200 was a masterpiece of motoring design and technology. The test day not only gave the owners a chance to put their cars through the paces, but also an opportunity to chat and discuss problems and other points of interest with fellow enthusiasts. With only 7 cars allowed on the circuit at any one time for safety reasons, and overnight rain causing the circuit to be a little on the slippy side, drivers showed an air of caution as they learnt the circuit and they learnt the car's handling as well. The occasional squeal of rubber on tarmac indicated to the onlookers that one driver had found out just how far you could push an RS200. And one unfortunate accident later on in the day stopped the proceedings for over an hour. But more about that later. Although many of the drivers hadn't been on a race circuit before, experienced competitors like Jenny Van Hilton from Luxembourg in her hill climb car and Graham Hathaway in his distinctive Dayglow Rallycross car were soon warming up their engines to show the others how it should be done. The lap record at Pembrey is held by 1990 Formula One World Champion Ayrton Senna, who put in a lap time of 42 seconds, a speed of 127 miles an hour whilst practicing with the McLaren team a few years ago. Graham Hathaway at times seemed determined to have a go at trying to get somewhere close to the lap record, at the same time making it look far too easy. To be expected, one or two minor technical problems did occur during the day, but was soon sorted out as a whole group of enthusiasts gathered round. A top hose was soon put right and the car concerned back on the circuit. Graham Hathaway's formidable rallycross car shows to be competitive, a car just doesn't need a powerful engine, it also needs to be stripped of everything but the essentials. As well as the 18 RS200s that turned up for the test day, 2 other cars were invited along to attend, and were both competitors from the Group B rally days. One was the short wheelbase 4-wheel drive Audi S1 Quattro, and the other was the awesome, if not ugly, Metro 6R4 with its Rover V6 3-litre normally aspirated engine. In its Group B rally career, the RS200 was up against tough opposition from the Quattro, the 6R4, Peugeot T16 and Lancia Delta S4, all having good power-to-weight ratios. It was necessary, therefore, that further development was needed, and in 1986 Ford announced a 650 brake horsepower 2.1-litre Evolution RS200, although the tragic events in Portugal and Corsica later on in the year caused the demise of Group B rallying before the car could be used competitively. With the ending of Group B rallying, most of the 20 Works Evolution cars were sold off to the Rallycross and Sprint fraternity, where they are still used to great success with wins in both forms of motorsport. Hill climbing and sprinting allows the owner to use his everyday car competitively for only a small financial outlay, racing against the clock. With an RAC competition license, handheld fire extinguisher and racing harness, all that is needed to be able to compete. It is hoped that an RS200 hill climb or sprint event can be organised in the very near future. What is it that makes the RS200 such a successful car in competition? Basically, unlike any of the other cars in its class, the RS200 was a completely new design, with only a few Sierra parts used. The aerodynamic bodywork was designed by Gear, the mid-engine configuration giving excellent weight distribution, an air-to-air intercooler linked to a reliable Garrett turbocharger, and four-wheel drive with optional selection of either the standard engine torque settings of 63% to the rear wheels, 37% to the front, or 50-50, or just rear wheels only. Fully adjustable suspension with twin coil-over shocks mounted at each corner, both to the front and to the rear. Any car needing to travel fast also needs to stop quickly. This example is fitted with the optional uprated motorsport brakes, together with hydraulic handbrake, which are available from Ford for competition use. It was here at Ford's subsidiary firm Tickford's that the majority of the abandoned RS200s were retrimmed and made available to the public as sports cars. Today, Tickford still carry out the Ford servicing, as well as complete restorations to any of the cars involved in accidents. The driver of this particular car had an amazing escape when it skidded off the road and careered through a hedge, several 4-inch oak posts impaling the car and narrowly missing the driver, who got out with only minor cuts and bruises. As well as storing any of the cars bought purely as investments, Tickfords carry out the 350, 450 and, as here, 650 brake horsepower Evolution conversions. Note the 4-inch diameter exhaust. Back at the Pembrey race circuit, the craziest decision of the day was made by the cameraman, who accepted the invitation to find out just what it was like to go around the race circuit in an RS200. The camera, normally weighing 9 kilograms, took on whole new proportions, defying all attempts to hold it steady initially, although the driver did assure us that he was travelling at reduced speed so we could get some good shots. So that is one lap at the 1.49 mile Pembrey race circuit, shot from within a Ford RS200. As one seemingly relaxed driver and one physically drained cameraman returned to the busy pits area, the relaxed chatting onlookers were soon rushing over to the scene of the unfortunate accident that followed shortly. Both driver and passenger were unhurt in the freak accident and managed to walk away with only a few aches and bruises. The car, however, didn't fare so well, spinning off the circuit on the fastest corner usually taken flat out in fourth gear and colliding with the tyre bales at round about 70 miles an hour. The impact being mostly taken by the rear near side wheel, causing considerable damage to the fiberglass bodywork and a suspected bent chassis leg. Whilst plans were being made to transport the car back to Tickford's, both driver and passenger were taken to hospital by the St John ambulance for the obligatory checkup. After about an hour later, the ambulance returned to the circuit and the fun again could once commence. The drivers making the most of the now dry track and the few hours of daylight remaining to put in some of the best lap times of the day. Ford RS200 Owners Club Test Day was voted a great success by everyone concerned, with all credit due to the event organiser Alan Fennick, who is already organising 2 more events for 1991. with provisional plans for both Boreham, the home of the RS200, and the picturesque Cadwell Park race circuit in Lincolnshire.